Oh man. Okay. Okay. Alright. Alright. Is there a method to the madness? Yes, there is actually a method to my madness. I have such a headache. Oh, and, hello. Hello, would you like to see my nerdy glasses? Yes, thank you very much. Okay. Alright, that's enough of that. Those belong to my friend Adam. Rest in peace. I actually didn't need glasses until I was about 20-something years old. I really ignored that my vision was deteriorating for a long time. And I, just ignored it, didn't do anything about it. But then when we lived in Texas, our friend Adam would loan us his pair of glasses, and we'd keep them in the car, so we wouldn't kill people recklessly driving with blurry vision. So my vision just started getting bad in the first few years that I was suffering from really severe malabsorption. I got so sick last night. I was so sick. Physically ill. Not just coughing and sore throat, but so depressed because I was not only digestively ill, but had a cold. And it's just so demoralizing. Every time I get sick, I just was like, can't someone cut out my digestive tract and put some stem cells in there and I'll just grow a new digestive system? That sounds good to me. Can someone patent that technology already so I can just get a stem cell transplant and not have to deal with this anymore? I just lose all my motivation. Because when I get that sick, everything in my system comes out, and I can't keep anything. I'm not getting energy. Those serotonin receptors in my gut, they're not getting anything. So I'm so depressed that I'm thinking about all these things that that I'm upset about in my life, and that I don't feel like I can ever fix them. Ooh, excuse me. And that I love my family and stuff, but maybe I'd be doing them a favor, checking out. And I've been there hundreds of times, so I have the presence of mind to go, well, this sucks. Some of it's true. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna feel literally like crap. But I'm going to watch this movie with my niece and her husband. I'm going to sleep. I'm gonna cry. Yeah, I cried. I'm gonna feel awful. I'm gonna take 200 milligrams 5-HTP, which I did, with a glass of water. And, just sleep as much as I can. Hope that when I wake up and I feel like getting out of bed, I'll slowly recover. Slowly, but I'll recover is the operative, the pivotal, the goal, a new hope. Okay. So, it's Christmas. Merry Christmas. I wasn't feeling very good, so I stayed in my room for Christmas. And I was just coughing so bad and felt so awful. I didn't go anywhere. I stayed home all day. Yay, me! Before I bore you any longer, maybe I should get into some hardcore science, right? Yeah, because my personal life is so boring. Oh, and I forgot to... Look, my ring is gone! That's so... You tell me. Sorry, I was really, when I'm physically ill, I'm really emotionally vulnerable. And I got in a conversation with my spouse that just left me feeling so disheartened and angry and, like, bitter that I took off my ring. And, you guys don't know me very well, but that's a big deal. That's a big deal. Because I don't feel like I betrayed my marriage. I don't feel like I don't think I did anything to... I didn't break my promises. You know? So it wasn't like I betrayed the marriage. So I kept my ring on. And it was comfortable on my finger, and I was fine with that, and it stopped people from hitting on me. And the kind of people who will hit on you when you're wearing a ring, you know what kind of person they are. Thank you so much for warning me in advance about what kind of person you are. So I didn't mind keeping it on until I was so upset last night. I took it off, threw it, it bounced off the wall, landed about an inch away from the trash can. I was like, I'm leaving that off until, well, maybe I'm leaving it off for good. It wasn't really anything that my spouse did. It was something that my sister-in-law did, and something that my mother-in-law said that was similar to what my sister-in-law had said that happened years ago. It just made me realize, why did I can't trust my own judgment, you know? Do you know what that feels like, not being able to trust your own judgment? Like, it's okay to love someone, it's okay to love anyone, but I trusted people who really didn't earn my trust, they didn't deserve my trust, and abused it, quite frankly. They took it for granted. They really didn't treasure it, they really didn't value it. For trust is a big deal. Big deal. I was raised with really traditional values, and intimacy, trust, love, big deal to me. I learned a lot about communication and communicating emotions from my spouse, but there were so many things that weren't revealed to me before we were married, or things that I realized later that had been revealed to me were bigger problems than I thought. They were more serious. They had more serious and, further-reaching implications for our relationship than I realized they could ever have. So when I threw off my ring, the feeling was, wow, I'm such an idiot. Why did I do this? I wish I just hadn't done this. I just wish things had happened differently. I wish I hadn't trusted people, sort of naively, blindly. Like, hope for the best in people. And I'm not perfect. I'm not a perfect person. It's not like I was an angel, but I didn't break my promises. So I'll get off of that topic. You feel naked, finger. You feel so naked. Oh. Cut. Flash. Oh, so it's Christmas. I cry the day that I take the tree down. Okay, who else thinks it's highly appropriate that while everyone else is watching The Hobbit in movie theaters, I took off the one ring? Ah! It's cold. Okay, no, I haven't been drinking. No, I haven't taken any cold medicine. All I've had today is the 200 milligrams of 5-HTP very late last night, a glass of water, a whole lot of red potatoes. Yep, I'm hitting the potatoes, and you'd be loopy too if you had a cold. It's not the potatoes, unless my niece put something in it. No, she didn't. You would be loopy too if you were sick. Okay, so Merry Christmas! Happy holidays! Oh, can't wait till New Year's Eve. How about you? And again, I won't be drinking then either. But trust me, I can get loopy and crazy without touching alcohol. Okay, alright, alright, there we go. Yes. So, next time on this channel, I will actually talk about something more serious, like, people not discriminating against individuals with mental illness because it's actually something that is physiological, biochemical, genetic, and I will get into how I can make myself hypomanic with not just caffeine or I just called it caffeine. Caffeine, and no, I don't drink coffee, so that would be in the form of white or green tea, and or chocolate, dark chocolate. I don't take it with dairy or soy, because I'll get a migraine, and or calcium. Oh, that's the really pivotal. That's what makes me hypomanic, the calcium. So I segged into this because there are some individuals with bipolar disorder who have a gene variant that affects the regulation of calcium in their bodies. And I'll get into that, all the technicalities of that. That's why certain types of drugs work on one individual with bipolar disorder but not with another one, because they don't all have the same gene profile for that particular mental health issue. We're individuals. We inherit these risks and vulnerabilities, and some of them we can alleviate through lifestyle changes, and others it really helps to have medication. But I found that if I get too much calcium, I will become very irritable, and that's one of the symptoms of mania and or hypomania. It's not always a positive thing. Euphoria is it's a nice symptom compared to the others, but there's also the possibility of getting really angry, not just irritable, but angry and or aggressive. But when I would take, like I said, caffeine and or dark chocolate and or calcium, especially with the calcium, I could push myself into hypomania, which is basically a surge of mental energy. A surge of mental energy, so I could stay awake for hours and hours and hours, focusing on anything I wanted to. I could work at the computer, studying, listening to music, reading movie reviews, chatting, just using my intuition to just follow just wild thought treks. And you have to be careful when you're in that state of mind, because it's sort of like thinking outside of the box amplified, and you have to come back down to earth eventually, and it's really hard to do because, like I said, there's like this endless amount of mental energy, and it will ruin the sleep schedule. You won't care if it's night or day. You won't care about going out and doing other things. Barely pay attention to, taking care of yourself. So yeah, I'm very careful with calcium anymore, because I noticed that I was more likely to get into an argument. I was more likely to just be annoyed by things that normally wouldn't bother me. So we'll get into that in the next video. And hopefully once more people know these things, they will treat individuals with these particular mental health diagnoses with less discrimination, with less judgment. It'd be nice if when people heard these terms, they wouldn't associate it with some kind of, I don't like saying mental illness. I don't like those words. I don't like them put together because it's misleading. I'll say mental health issues because, yes, though these problems are caused elsewhere in the body, they have effects in the mind. They have effects on emotion. So not just thinking but feeling. But at the root, they're not mental. That's just one of the symptoms. So I try to not say mental illness, I try to say mental health issues. And just hope that people are willing to understand these things and take out this stigma that, like I said, mental symptoms are just one part of it. It's not the whole story. Though the problems can manifest in the brain, there's also other issues going on in the entire body. The brain is part of the body. It's not separate from the body. And also, I'd like people to understand that it's not like this permanent, untreatable thing that a person's stuck with for the rest of their life, and it's not a reason to be like, well, I don't want to be involved with this person, I don't want to be their friend, I don't want to marry them, I don't want to have kids with them, I don't want to raise a family with them. It's just, that's totally wrong attitude. It's not a progressive attitude, it's not a healthy attitude, and it's not compassionate at all. So I want individuals to understand. If they can understand these illnesses on a fundamental level, they'll know, guess what? We're getting smarter every week, every month, every year about how to diagnose and treat and hopefully prevent. Or if you can diagnose someone young enough, they might need treatment for life, but we can find more affordable treatments that have fewer or no negative side effects, which would be great. And if we could get the support of anyone who loves or knows or is related to someone with mental health issues, to get on board and to really not be afraid to talk about these things, not be afraid to learn about them, not be afraid to encourage other people to learn about them, talk about them, and anyone who's in a kind of position to donate to an organization that is studying these illnesses and working on treatments that are more effective than, previous treatments, understanding them better in a way that maybe we don't need these pharmaceutical drugs that can actually be more dangerous than helpful. I think advocacy and education, they go hand in hand, and that's my goal. That's why I make these videos. That's why I'm putting myself out on the line. That's why I'm willing to share my personal life. It's why I'm going to take my pain and I'm going to make it into something positive. I'm going to heal. I'm going to encourage other people to heal. And whatever. Here's me being vulnerable for you. So, happy holidays. And if you watch this whole video, I applaud you. You got staying power. That says a lot about you. All right. Good night.